Out we go. Before you even throw the punches, your stance must be right as far as your pivot. You start off with your pivot, get on your pivot, and it's light. The jab goes like this. This is exactly how the jab goes. Jab.
Counterpunching. But overall, I have to say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford.
Floyd Mayweather just dropped into Terence Crawford's camp and didn't just say hi. He gave Crawford the secret sauce to beat Canelo Alvarez. Mayweather laid out the exact moves that helped him embarrass Canelo back in 2013. He told Crawford to lean on speed, slick defense, and clean counter shots to expose Canelo's flaws. With Mayweather's blueprint in hand, Crawford might have the cheat code to shock the world against a bigger, stronger Canelo.
You bring the hook with it. You can go to the body. Jab. Just double jab. Triple jab.
Canelo Alvarez didn't pull any punches at a press conference. When he came for Terence Crawford's resume, he claimed Crawford's never faced a real top-level dog in the ring. According to Canelo, he's on a whole different level Crawford hasn't touched yet. This wasn't just trash talk, it was a mind game meant to rattle Crawford early. Canelo's comments were all about reminding folks there's a major gap between a proven legend and a guy trying to prove himself.
Last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look,
It's gonna
you.
be me.
I don't
And
care
you
about
will-
nobody else.
And you will see that day.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? Same shit everybody else been saying since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Max Kellerman came through with a no-nonsense take on both fighters. He said Crawford's jab is now one of the sharpest weapons in boxing. Kellerman added that Canelo used to have a jab like that, but it's gone dull with time. Now it's Crawford's jab that dominates. He also warned that Crawford's ring IQ could be a nightmare for Canelo, who still banks on brute strength. The breakdown shows how brains and technique might just trump brawn in this one.
Stay tuned until next time.
Crawford.
Best defense.
Crawford. Nowadays, Crawford. I would say early in the fight, Canelo. And earlier in his career, Canelo. But he hasn't been that kind of fighter in recent years. Although Crawford is also hittable. With any fighter, when you talk about their defense, the question is not, can they be hit with a shot? You take punches. Everyone, the greatest defensive fighters ever get hit. Pernell Whitaker, Willie Pep, Floyd Mayweather, they all get hit. The question is, can you hit them with combinations? And both guys are hard to hit. With the two-piece, hard to hit.
So who has the best footwork out of the two?
In terms of cutting off the ring, last fight notwithstanding, Canelo has gotten much better at cutting off the ring. But, early in his career, he had a problem with that and was much more comfortable counterpunching. But overall, I have to say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford. What Canelo has is size, and as a result, physical strength and punching power. Canelo also has a great chin. But in terms of, if you want to go skill for skill, especially the recent version of Canelo, who's had to turn into a seek and destroy guy, who had to learn as his career went on to cut off the ring and not just follow guys around. Like Lara, Trout, Floyd, he followed those guys around. He had trouble because he's really a natural counterpuncher who wants you to come to him.
Nico Ali, grandson of Muhammad Ali, has thrown his full support behind Terence Crawford. He says Crawford's discipline, talent, and ring smarts are elite. Nico sees Crawford as the type of fighter who deserves to be mentioned among the greats. This isn't just about winning belts, it's about earning respect from boxing royalty, tied to the sport's greatest name.
People with Canelo before Canelo's last fight, but then after Canelo's last fight, it seems like it's more 50-50 now. So everything is just the build-up for that fight is just going to be absolutely magnetizing. Like that fight, it's garnered so much more buzz after Canelo's last fight, and Bud is Bud. He's one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. He is one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. So it's going to be a fight. It's going to be awesome to watch.
Have you sparred any of them?
I haven't sparred Bud yet. I haven't been in Canelo's camp. I've met Canelo a few times. I love Canelo's team. Canelo's one of my favorite fighters. He's been my favorite fighter for the longest time. But you know, I have to be Team Bud because me and Bud are cool, and I have so much belief in Bud, and I know who he is as a fighter. He is one of the greats. So he could do anything you know, he wants.
And being around both of them and seeing how they work and train and things like that, what makes both of them the fighters they are, in your opinion?
I've watched Bud, so for Bud in particular, he's calm in everything he does, and that kind of calm is scary to watch because it shows experience. You can see that he's been doing this for decades.
Canelo Alvarez gave Crawford his due but made it clear this fight won't be easy. He said when fighters reach the top, weight classes matter less because real warriors know how to adapt. Canelo promised he's going all in with his training. He knows Crawford can't be taken lightly and that talent alone won't cut it. His words show respect, but also reveal he's not planning to get outsmarted by anyone, no matter how slick they are.
And why do I need to fight this guy? For you, what changed? Tell me about the moment where you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll do this. This sounds like a good idea.
No, if you're thinking about it, look how big turns this fight. It's a big fight. No, that's why made me change. But you know, I've been in his situation before, jumping weight classes, and when you're a good fighter, that doesn't matter. So I'm not gonna focus on that. I'm gonna focus on training very hard because Crawford is very good fighter.
Yeah, tell me about your experience with that, because now it's reversed. He's coming up in weight. What could be dangerous? What aren't we seeing that maybe you see in this fight?
No, everything. He's a good fighter. Obviously, I know that, and I need to be careful. I need to be careful in everything.
Showbiz the adult came with a balanced breakdown. He hyped up Canelo's strength and his savage training, saying those are key to his dominance. But he also pointed out how Crawford's wrestling roots help him read and counter opponents better than most. Still, Showbiz leans slightly toward Canelo, saying experience and natural size tip the scales. Even he admits Crawford's got the brains. But will that be enough?
And Canelo uses his legs, he uses his core, and then his neck itself to lift up Bivol like Bivol was a featherweight. That is a huge representation of how strong Canelo is. When you look at his workouts, you can tell why he was able to do that. All these damn neck exercises that I wouldn't dare do. Okay, that stuff looks painful. The squatting and all that stuff that he's doing is exactly why Canelo Alvarez, honestly, is a strong fighter. He tried to do it again with William Skull. William Skull shook out of it, but he is a bull. Listen, Terrence Bud Crawford is strong. He is, okay? And he understands leverage and he understands those things because he wrestled. Honestly, very true. But Saul Canelo Alvarez is also extremely strong. Now, let me know how you feel in the comments below. We in the zone, war room.
Gerald Miller kept it real and said he's rooting for Crawford all the way. He sees the hunger in Crawford's eyes and believes that fire can override any size difference. Miller brushed off the talk about weight and said heart wins fights. He's betting that raw willpower and determination might just be the X factor in this one.
Huge fight September 13th. Who do you think's going to win that?
I'm pulling for Crawford in this one. I think people are underestimating his strength right now and his size. And I think he's a little more hungry than Canelo. So let's see though, but I like both guys, but I'm a little closer to Crawford, so I want to see Crawford can take it.
Analysts everywhere are saying this isn't just another fight, it's the kind of moment that can change history if Crawford beats Canelo. He shuts up the doubters for good and enters legendary status. But to pull it off, Crawford has to play. It's smart and avoid reckless moves, his path to victory, patience, precision, and adapting on the fly, no room for mistakes.
Understands that he has to be smart. And I think with this one specifically, it ain't just about being smart. He knows he has to look like he's never looked before, because again, if he doesn't and he beats Canelo, everybody's just gonna say, well, that's Crawford, So I think he knows that this is the performance of a lifetime, and everything has to look right. He knows in order for it to look right, he can't just go out there and let the dog go. The dog is, he got to work his way up to the dog. Hey, show the clip real quick. I don't know if you showed it already, but this is the dog you talking about right here, right? And so I pulled this clip right here. I seen it on social media this morning.
Don't do that. That's what I'm saying.
And I pulled this clip, right? But this is Terrence.
That's who he is.
He's not gonna swing on Canelo. He already know that part of the game. But what I asked you, were you ever trying to send a message to your opponents? He's letting you know, and it's no act. And that's what I really wanted to show, that's not an act.
No.
That's not, there's 30 security guards.
I don't know, it feels a little contrived.
You think so?
I think a lot of people feel it's a little
Well, I'm glad you used a big word that most of us don't know.
Hey, I don't fight as good as you guys. I had to learn some big words, right, to make up for that.
Don't look it up. Just ignore what
you
he
need
said.
big words to get out of fights. You need big words to get out of fights. But okay. So case in point, our guy Hafey, sitting right there, producer extraordinaire. He had a picture of Terrence Crawford in New York.
Crawford's not hiding his intentions. He wants to knock out the bigger man. He's done well in higher weight classes before, and that's where his confidence comes from. He's already proved he can handle bigger opponents at 154. Now, jumping to 168 is a massive move, but his past performances say he's ready to go head-to-head with anyone.
Bud Crawford is taking his undefeated record, putting it on the line, daring to be great, to try and knock off Saul Canelo Alvarez from his throne and go and try to do something that no man has ever done, and that is to be a 3-division undisputed champion. That's a tall task. We know that Canelo Alvarez has fought fighters way bigger than Bud Crawford. It's actually one of the biggest talking points in this fight is the size. Canelo Alvarez has fought guys like Bivol. He's fought guys like Kovalev. He's fought guys like Billy Joe Saunders. He's fought really big fighters who are established at their weight classes all the way up to light heavyweight. And we know that Bud has come from a smaller weight class, being a champion all the way down at the 135-pound division into 140, 147. But as you can see in the tail of the tape, Bud is actually taller. Bud actually has a bigger reach. And quite frankly, he did most recently fight in the 154-pound division. And I don't think he will struggle to make weight to be at 168 and fight as a super middleweight. The question is, though, is bone structure. Who's going to carry that weight more effectively? We know that Canelo Alvarez has been in the weight longer. And as I mentioned, he's fought bigger guys. It's really something amazing for Bud if he's able to pull this off.
Edgar Berlanga gave props to Crawford's mindset and told him not to switch it up now. He advised Crawford to stay true to the style that's made him successful, instead of trying to play catch-up on size. Berlanga made it clear, going up to weight classes evens things out in a different way, win or lose. Crawford stepping into greatness just by taking this risk.
First of all, he got to go in there and he just got to fight him. You know what I'm saying? He got to go in there. I think Crawford just got to go in there and do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? He got to just be Crawford, show his IQ, show him why he's a 2-time undisputed, world champion, and go in there with confidence. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. There's a big weight difference, a big weight jump. That could be a difference in the fight, because obviously, it's like me jumping up to heavyweight. Obviously, I'm a feel the power. I'm a feel that size difference, compared to my other fights. So I just think that he got to go in there and just be himself. And I said, if he loses, we'll just all know that, hey, he just jumped up 2 weight classes to be great. You know what I'm saying? It's not, he can't really, he's testing himself. He's testing himself a great fighter. So, and I don't doubt him, I don't got no doubt in my mind. He's a 2-time undisputed world champion for a reason. So, and I don't think none's gonna phase him in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the power, maybe the size. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo, he's not knocking Canelo out. So he just got to go in there just IQ.
Would you lean towards Canelo still in that fight?
I got faith in him. I think Crawford could do it. You know what I'm saying? I think he could do it. Just like I said, just the size. The only shit that throws the fight off is the size and obviously the power, and Canelo's IQ too, because Canelo got IQ. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo fought a lot much bigger guys. So I know the Crawford's power ain't gonna phase him. I know Crawford's size ain't gonna phase him either. You know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Gareth A. Davies and Duke McKenzie both agreed this fight is rare in today's watered-down boxing scene, where top guys duck each other. A clash like this, between two of the sport's best, is exactly what fans live for. They talked about how these are the fights that write history, where legends test themselves. Crawford's in-ring IQ and ability to adjust mid-fight are why so many believe he's got a real shot. Beating Canelo won't just be a win, it'll be proof that brains can conquer brute force.
I mean, this is a huge fight that's coming up. I really like Terrence Crawford. I think, we were talking about coaches breaking down film. I think that Terrence does a good job of that, breaking his opponent down in the fight. I think that he does a good job of adjusting. I do think that, Canelo is a big feat ahead of him because I also like Canelo. It's kind of one of those things like, who do I like more that night? It's going to be a really good fight. I like both of them. I think that, that is something that I think women's boxing does a good job of, is putting on fights like that. We'll fight whoever. So I think it's cool to see the men starting to do more of that. It historically has always been.
Tim Shue kept it honest when talking about this matchup. He said Canelo can be predictable, and that's dangerous against someone like Crawford, who knows how to break down opponents. Shue also shrugged off the press conference drama, saying it's just part of the fight business. He's backing Crawford because he believes skill beats size. Crawford knows he's playing with legacy here. It's all or nothing. This fight could make him a legend or leave him with regrets.
Made him this great. Do you think that this is a similar thing for your fight now at this point in your career, stepping up and facing someone like Canelo? Does this kind of make you unbeatable and this figure that will just go down in history?
I don't know. I don't know about comparing it to his situation, but it will be a situation where I'll be talked about for many decades to come, and definitely go down in the history books as one of the best fighters to ever lace up the gloves.
Crawford isn't blind to the challenge. He says he gives himself a 70% chance to win. That's not overconfidence. That's calculated belief. He knows facing a beast like Canelo is no joke, but it also shows he's not afraid of the odds and trusts in his grind and skills to carry him through the fire.
What percent certain you're gonna win?
We never 100%.
What percentage are you?
70.
To say 70% chance, it just doesn't sound that confident. But I want to say this, though. He was being truthful. He knows how important this fight is. And it's that important because it is very difficult. So him saying this is difficult, and I'm giving myself a 70% chance, which is why I'm doing it. It is not because I'm bigger than him and this is easy and I'm stronger than him actually and people don't understand that I'm more skillful. No, he's a beast. And this has never been done. And this is not a sure thing. And that's why I'm so eager to do it. That's the definition of greatness. That's why he should be on a Mount Rushmore if he accomplishes it. That's why Terrence Crawford is brave